Alright, so this is going to be my latest painting from start to finish. Just stretching the canvas. Well, I don't really know what it is. I think it's a drop cloth. Because I really wanted to start this painting and it was like 12 a.m. or I picked it up on my way back from somewhere. And I got it from the school. That I no longer go to, but I knew it was there, so I grabbed it and I cut it up to the right size and stretched it, and it works great because it's got this great texture and it holds paint really well and it stays nice and tight. Um, yeah, I did a fairly thin layer of gesso on this. Well, fairly thick, only one layer, but thick. Usually I do a few layers with sanding in between to make it nice and smooth. But I just really want to start this painting, so did the one layer and a bunch of sanding with some shitty sandpaper that I have because I need to buy more. But it's dark as fuck outside when I get home, so I don't feel like going anywhere anymore. But I need to get some more just to make it easier. Um, sorry. Well, I'm not sorry. It kind of looks fine actually, but just collaging with this funny angle, um, with a bunch of stuff I took from work that day. Some mostly stickers from Skids, but a moon that was like part of some installation in Toronto. And it was in the newspaper, and a watercolor that someone found outside. That I cut up and drew on, and it looks cool. So, and Ryan, my friend, and fellow painter, he mentioned that it looked like the moon was impacting the surface. So I thought I'd explore that a little bit, and so I in kind of see that I was pulling out colors beforehand while I was collaging, and I chose yellow. I don't know why. Yellow is a great color, and I haven't made any very yellow paintings lately. And while I was talking to Ryan, he mentioned that, well, so in my practice, I like to make things look dirty, because dirt comes through time, and time is very interesting to me when it comes to static objects, such as paintings and such as um, things in the city, like walls. So, anyways, time, dirt, all very relevant to me and to my practice. So, back to what Ryan said, he mentioned that yellow is basically just dirty, it's up already dirty white. It's like it's pre-dirty. Um, wherein I was saying to him that yellow is such a bright color, you don't really think of it as dirty, but um, I mean, I guess I don't really think of white as like a super clean color. It's not a color, first of all. I guess it is. I don't know. It holds a lot of things, especially if you sand it down. Like, there's so many um, pits and grooves and hair and all sorts of shit gets stuck in white gesso. And I mean, that transcends just paint. Thinking about white as a clean color can whole other conversation there, which is, you know, yeah. So, funnily enough, I'm now whitewashing the canvas, and I'm pretty sure this was directly after that conversation I had with Ryan, or at least the day after. And I'm using a wiper blade that was taken from the van at work, which hadn't been changed in like so long. So it was kind of dirty, but I mean, that just adds to it all. Taking things from work and um, collage wise, dirt wise. Um, there's another thing from work. Those white stickers I got off the street in Kensington. Um, but they serve the same purpose. And that yellow piece of paper, also from work, on the day of. Um, but yeah, I try my best to use things from my surroundings. I mean, what else am I gonna use? I guess I know that that's probably not obvious, but I think it's obvious. Using things from your surroundings. Oh, like, see, I'm trying to enhance the impact kind of thing that's going on, but like what else would I use? I gotta use the stuff that's around me. It just makes the most sense. It's accessible. It's me, like, I feel fairly connected to the world around me, and my immediate surroundings as well as my not so immediate surroundings. But like, collage materials are immediate, whereas like the building I'm working in, and then the streets around that, and then my route, my bike ride home, and all the things that I see there, and compositions that I can see biking past, and I you go through you go through the world so quickly, at least on a bike. You only have split seconds to see the world around you, but if you're paying attention, I think um, it's definitely a great way to experience and hold things with you, and as a painter, as I hold these things, and they come out in my painting, in my work, through the colors I use. Not necessarily in this case, I just wanted to use yellow, but in the collage materials that I use, in the compositions that I make, in the just even thinking about dirt, like warehouses are so dirty. But I've always thought about the city. Since I've been going to school and living here for the past few years, the city's been very inspiring in, thinking of time. Oh, I kept that. I kept those shavings, which was an unexpected thing. I did not expect that red to come off and reveal. It said like molding underneath all that red, and the other writing, which was interesting. But anyways, dirt is great. And unexpected things also, all connected. Unexpected things occur all the time, and if you're willing and open to them, well then, it's a much more pleasant way of walking through the world. Also, that was amazing. I was so proud of myself with that brown, and then just one stroke downwards. Oh, it was perfect. And then I couldn't wait for it to dry because I wanted to finish it that night, which I didn't end up doing, so I should have just waited. And I kind of ruined. See, oh, that was so perfect up there, and I just took it away. But you know, this is a process, and sometimes you have to learn to wait, or if you don't wait, well then fuck, you better do something to make it look a little better. So there's that dirt. Well, shavings, but I mean, I swept my floor, which is dirty. So I picked up a bunch of other people's hair, probably some of my hair as well. But so gotta repurpose that dirt sometimes. Usually I just throw it out, but I'm probably just gonna start using it more often. Now that I've done it once, I realize it's not a terrible idea, and it looks cool and gets interesting texture. I mean, it totally fucks my brush, and I have to take a while to clean it out. But yeah, this extra heavy gloss gel really helps keep it down. It honestly doesn't even take that long to dry. I mean, I get asked a lot what I use to, well, not a lot, but recently I've been asked what I use to like stick stuff down, and um, like gloss gel, which I something I learned from my friend Ryan, who is an incredible painter, um, Ryan Taylor. Um, he used just gloss gel and water. Like, it's got the same consistency as your acrylic paint, and it dries fairly quickly. It dries just as fast. It's not sticky like glue is. It dries like the plasticky, it's like acrylic paint. It's just like a gel. It's just like a glossy or semi-gloss or matte satin, whatever. You can get all the different kinds. You can get, yeah, I don't know, extra heavy, whatever. Um, so with what I'm doing here is making it more dirty with this rust water that smells horrible because it's just nuts and bolts inside of a jar with vinegar, and I've had it for like 8 months, but it's perfect. It gets better every time. There's all these metal rusty particles, and when it dries it's kind of shiny. And oh, my partner had just given me that comic book, and I was like, perfect, because he was just sitting like right beside me. And that's tends to be the finishing touch. I never feel like my paintings are complete until I like that moon was too pushed back. Thought it would be the focal point, but it was too pushed back. I needed something in the foreground to kind of draw your eye, and then you're like, well, what the hell is that? And so hopefully, this is all rhetorical. I don't know. I hope people do this when they see my paintings. They're like, oh, what's that thing? That thing's interesting. So they go a little closer, and as I'm doing with the camera and the glare, because it's a shiny painting. I didn't even explain what I did with the oil paint, but I'll probably do it again. But anyways, yeah, these little pits and grooves, that shit. It's just amazing, and that all just comes with time. Trying different things, using different materials, letting things dry, not letting things dry, not worrying too much about what it's gonna look like at the end. But knowing that in doing that, it'll look good. Being confident, using your intuition, and layers, time, letting things layer up, and just trying new things to let things. I don't know. It's great. I really enjoy where my practice is going right now, and here's a still that I didn't want to zoom in, but it's zooming in, so.